Well, I'm here in a canal that we just came from Wales, doing some research basically on the impact of human activity on these waterways here in Great Britain. We're headed back over this direction to Whitchurch later this morning to complete this trip. And what we're interested in, of course, these canals eventually end up in rivers like the Thames River and others, and then they end up on the coast pouring into the ocean. And so it's of interest to us to study the upstream questions about coastal policy, including human activity, the activity of animals like these little critters here who are all over these canals, and in general agriculture. I don't know, you won't be able to see the farms perhaps through these bushes here, but this is farming country, and there's a tremendous amount of livestock that lives on these farms. And of course you get runoff from the livestock into the canals, and then from these canals you get runoff into the ocean. So we're interested in water quality, we're interested in human activity and its impact on all of these systems, and more than anything we're interested in the long-term effects of that on the quality of the coastal areas. So we do a number of different trips every year that involve sort of timelines on coastal zone activity. One of the areas, of course, as you know, is Seattle, Washington. We are beginning a study now of the British coast, and especially of the impact of upstream, in many cases non-source pollution on the quality of the British coast. So we of course are studying that in the class, and we will kind of continue to share with you what we find. So Prof Schmidt reporting from Great Britain. Well, one of the things I wanted to specifically share with you is that the quality of water is very important to animals as well as human beings. We don't do a lot of discussion about human health care and health issues in the coastal zone management and coastal policy classes. I think we should do more. Of course, there are all kinds of toxic fish, poisonous animals in the ocean that can create tremendous health conditions for people, and also contaminated fish from human activities. We know, for example, that as human beings use more medication, and that medication is disposed of in landfills or thrown into the trash and so on, it gets into the water system. And in the United States there is a tremendous concern today, as there is here in Great Britain, about those chemicals. Here in this particular area where we are in Great Britain and Wales, there is a warning about Weil's disease. That's W-E-I-L''S. Weil's disease is a form of, I guess, leptospirosis. And let me just read to you what the warnings are. Weil's disease is a dangerous infection present in water which can attack the central nervous system and major organs. It is caused by bacteria entering the bloodstream through cuts and broken skin, and through the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. flu-like symptoms occur 4 weeks after exposure, and it can be dangerous and even deadly. And so the quality of the waters here and the bacteria in them is in fact an important consideration, and we're constantly monitoring those in order to basically try to assess the level of threat. These waters end up eventually on the coasts, on beaches, and are of course then in shellfish and in other fish and marine life, and that can create a tremendous health hazard. So coastal policy and coastal zone management is not just about the environment and about issues of beach renourishment and so on, but ultimately we also are part of the discussion about health, human health, and health care. So if any of you are interested in those topics for your research or for papers and so on, I thought I would raise that question here in Great Britain, which is a good place to have that discussion. So hope you think about some of these topics and work them into your projects and into your discussions in the coastal policy class.